Hi everyone, Mrs. Spatola here, and today we're going to continue our graphing polygons over four quadrants, and we're going to find the area and the perimeter. So on the last time we met, you were supposed to go to page 368. I gave you a video to follow, so hopefully you did a really good job. You had to identify the parts of a coordinate plane, and that whole section was up here, and it gave you the information. You were supposed to follow along with the video, and hopefully you did a good job. What I did for mine on page 368, I shaded in each section. Just to review really quickly, each section is called a quadrant. The x-axis is a horizontal number. So x goes across this way from left to right. Notice there are positive numbers to the right, to the left are negative numbers. Okay, so we found that. The y-axis is the vertical line. It goes up and down. And one of the things that we like to say in math class is y to the sky. It goes all the way up, y to the sky. And if you look at the y, what happens? It kind of goes down the y. So remember, that's the hanging one. Little trick to help you to remember. So with the y-axis from the center, it goes up with positive numbers and down with negative numbers. One of the things that the y-axis reminds me of is a thermometer. So when you look and the weather gets warmer, it goes up and the numbers go higher. Unfortunately, when it gets very, very cold and it goes below zero, you start with your negative numbers and they go down below zero. Okay, so we found that. The origin is the place where the two number lines meet. Okay, so where the two intersect, this here is the origin. It is the zero, so that's how I like to look at it. It's zero, so there's your O, and there's your origin right there. Okay, so we found that. Each section, the quadrants are the four sections created by the two number lines. So when they intersect, it creates a grid, and you have quadrant 1, and it goes in reverse order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, for quadrant 1, the numbers are positive, positive. Quadrant 2, negative, positive. By the way, the x comes first and then the y. X, then y. So in quadrant 3, your signs are negative x because you're going to this way. You're going to the left, so that would be your x. And your y would be on the opposite side. Okay, it's also coming down. Finally, quadrant 4 is going to be actually this is backwards here. This should actually be, let me correct that right now. This should be what? Positive x, so it's positive, and negative y. Okay, so make sure you make that correction. Okay, and there you have it. So that's what your grid should look like. If you'd like to get some colored pencil, shade it in, that's awesome. Okay, turn the page. Notice I have all my sticky notes here, covering all the answers. Okay, at the top of the page, this was something that you had to do, was simply to identify the points. Okay, so you have all of it there. You might want to stop and pause this video so that you can check your work and see how well you did. If you have any questions, please respond in the stream for the classroom so your classmates can also answer. Sometimes I don't see all of your comments, so what happens is in the stream, everybody can see it. So if you have a question, I can not only respond, but everybody else can too. And plus, it's a cool way to say hi to everyone. Okay, so let's move on with today's lesson. Okay, let's look here. So today what we're going to do is we're going to continue, but today we're actually going to find the area of the shapes on the coordinate plane. So we have a set of directions here. It says here, let's put a spatola bubble around this, okay, because this is what you're going to be doing some independent work on the opposite page today. So number 1 says plot and label the given ordered pairs on the plane. All right, so we can actually identify each of these 4 points. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Okay, the next thing it says is to connect the points in order to make a figure and identify the shape. Step 3, count the number of spaces on the outside of the shape and label the measures. Step 4, use the area formula for that shape and label your shape in square units. Okay, so we can go ahead and do that. So today what we're going to do is let's take a look at what we have so far. So obviously we see this shape. It's a quadrilateral. Why is it a quadrilateral? It's a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. Quad meaning 4. Hey, does anybody have a quad? If you have a quad, make sure you message in the stream. If you have any pictures you want to post yourself on your quad, hey, that's great. Okay, go for it. So we're going to start here, since this is X, Y, Z, W. That is the shape here. It doesn't go in alpha order. These just happen to be the labels of the points. So I'm going to review first. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to identify each of the points. So in no uncertain order, I can see this. What I would do here is number my number line so I can see, you know, what numbers these are. Sometimes the numbers will be there for you. Sometimes they will not. If they're not a big deal. Just put numbers on them. Okay, remember you have negative numbers going to, this is the what? This is your origin in the middle here. That's your origin. Anything to the left is negative. Anything going down is negative. Okay, and this is your X going across, Y to the sky going this way. So I am going to label each of the points. So I go to my X first. So I'm looking here. Here's my point X here. So I'm going to go across. I see that this is -3. And then I go up and I see that's +3. So my coordinates would be -3, 3. That's how I label the points. Now I'm going to go to Y. I go across -3. I come down and that is -3. These are all negative numbers as well. So my point here is going to be -3, -3. If you'd like to stop or pause this video and then try it on your own and then check back with me as I go along, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do it along with me, that's awesome too. All right, and I didn't label this. This is 2 and this is 3. Point Z would be across 3 down to -3. So that point would be 3, -3. And lastly, I'm going to go up to my W. Okay, I go across 3, up 3, so it's 3, 3, and I am good to go. Okay, next thing. Let's see. Look at the coordinate plane below. Identify the length of each side. Okay, so I actually found the points of each side because I wanted to, and that's a good thing. So now I'm going to go and find the length of each side. By the way, what are the quadrant numbers? Quadrant 1. This is 2. It goes in reverse order, by the way. 3 and 4. If you're having a hard time with this, what I would do is look back at yesterday's, actually Tuesday's lesson and rewatch that video on the coordinate plane. It's very, very explicit. It gives you the directions. Okay, so now we're going to count. It says find the length of each side. Well, how do I do that on the coordinate grid? This is awesome. So check this out. So what I'm going to do is I need to find the length from here to here. So all I'm going to do is make like a little half a bubble and count each little section from one line to the next. So watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this side here is 6 square units. So I'm just going to put 6 here. So if I know that this side is 6 here, and if you want, you could even use a color. If you'd like, you can use a color. So I know that this side is 6. What do I know about this side? That side is 6 also. So I have 6 and I have 6. Okay. Next thing, I have to find either this or this. So I'm going to go up here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No way. So if this is 6 and this is 6, what shape is this? Exactly. It's a square. Awesome. So now this is 6 and this is 6. So I can grab another color if I'd like. And of course, I can never find one. Oh, here's a highlighter here. I can do this here and this here. And now I know those sides are both 6. They happen to be the same, and I'm pretty good to go. All right. Last thing, what is the perimeter? Perimeter, I find the perimeter by adding all the sides. So P equals 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So my perimeter equals 24 square units. And then lastly, what is the area? Area equals length times width. So area is 6 times 6. And I have area equals 36 square units. And there you have it. Okay, next thing you're going to have to do is the next page, page 370. Now here you're going to have to plot them yourself. Let's move on to here and follow the directions above. What I'm going to do is, if you'd like to try it on your own, that's great. I'm going to stop the video, and then I'm going to make another video that shows how to do the next page. All right, guys, see you in a minute.